Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kerry Randall. I'm here to talk to you about secure housing, specifically about the cell doors, the square flap in the middle. What that is a food port, the cuffing port, bean flap, whatever you may call it. Now, we know that throughout the day, the food port is open from the outside by staff numerous times during the average day. And when it's open, the food port offers inmates an opportunity to attack you while providing the inmate with coverage and protection. A motivated inmate can inflict serious bodily injury just by catching your arm, your wrist, and pulling it through the opening. And did I mention that liquid, solid, handcrafted weapons can be propelled through the opening? I'm talking about urine, blood, feces, and sharpened objects. If you've never been hit with these items, you're in good luck. I've been hit with these items. And this is one of the reasons for the video, to help protect you and give you some more awareness of what you may need to do. Facilities I'm at, I have different type of cell doors for the higher maximum security type inmates that causes this type of injury, bodily harm, assaults on the officer. We have extra precautions on them, rubber gaskets around the side of the doors, guillotine flaps with extended flap ports. But what if you have that one inmate that's never done any of this before, and all of a sudden, we're going to do it today? Well, as you know, inmate using an open food port can snatch keys, radio, handcuffs, and other items. All of these things become weapons for the inmates to use against personnel, creating a situation that could have been easily avoided. Now, some reminders, and you know this, but keep practicing it. Always stand to the side of the opening of the food port. Never stand directly in front of the port when you open it. Never stoop down, look, or talk directly through the food port. This is very important for you senior officers, sergeants, and OICs. You see a new staff member or a not so new staff member do something silly like that. That is stupid. Teach them why that is a stupid move. We should have no reason to open a food flap to talk through it. You're asking for injury. I don't care if you at a normal open pop compound talking through a confinement unit, open pop. Nothing like this never happens here. One day it will happen there. It's not if, it's when. And we want you to be safe and secure at all times. I don't care how minimum your security is. Anything could set off one of these inmates. Never let a staff member talk through a flap. When you open the food port, we need you to always watch the inmate's hands during the food port exchange, especially passing items to the inmate. Never reach your own arm or hand through the opening. Many correctional officers have suffered severe injuries not heeding this advice. It is very important. Do not stick your hands in there. They could stick their hands out and catch whatever you are giving them. A food port's leftover is an opportunity for the inmate to do harm. Always close the food port and check it to make sure it's secured after each and every transaction. Don't be a victim of this food port. Just don't do it. Now here comes the next step. As I mentioned before, if you have an institution like where I'm at, you may have what's called the extended cuffing port, extended food flap. If you look at it and pay attention to it, it has two doors on it. It may have a lid on it, or it might have a front door on it, and then it has a guillotine or a slider door. Well, for you officers that don't know this, both of them should not be open at the same time. It's very rare. Now, when you cuff an inmate, of course, you're going to open both of the doors. The guillotine, the slider, and the opening port, so you can handcuff the inmate. But if you're feeding meals, passing medications out with the nurse, There's no reason to open both doors to that food port. It's there for safety. In most cases, and especially where I'm at, those doors are those inmates are in behind those specific doors for a reason. They have thrown poop on somebody, urine on somebody. And that's one of the particular importance of this video. I'm an OIC, and I have done 2 claims in the last 2 days for staff assault through the feeding port. Be careful what you do. If you get assaulted and you're working with me, I'm going to process the paperwork, and we're going to process it, and we'll go and give it to the IGs, and we're going to prosecute. But you got to remember, when I review the cameras, I want the video to match the audio. And I want you to be safe when you do it. And I want you to do it right. And I want you to do it properly. We don't need staff getting hurt by just doing the wrong things. Now remember, when you open the feeding port, be careful. Even when you cuff an inmate to a strip search, before you pull him out, have the inmate back up away from the door. You want to see the whole inmate the whole time you're doing a strip search. He could reach his arm out to the flap. He ain't got to stand right at the flap. If he has a sharp object and he's standing next to the door, that inmate can possibly reach you with that object. And if he's going to go after you, he's going to try to get you. So if you're always aware of your environment with this door, this feeding port, and you have him step back, that's less arm he has to reach you. We want you to be safe, and be safe out there. Now, if you like the content I'm giving you, like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We want you to be safe. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know. Meanwhile, if you like it, pick one of them videos from the side. And thank you. Kerry Randall.